What if tomorrow morning you leaped out of bed and just kept going straight up into the sky because gravity had vanished overnight? Picture that chaos unfolding across the globe, with billions of us suddenly adrift in a world turned upside down. That's the mind-bending riddle we're cracking open today. What happens if gravity disappears, plunging us all into a weightless world? Hit that like if you're ready to float through the wildest what-if in science, because this ride will flip your view of reality forever. Gravity isn't just some invisible force keeping your coffee in the cup. It is the cosmic glue holding everything together. From the tiniest atom to the mightiest planet, strip it away, and the universe as we know it unravels in seconds. Think about it like this. Imagine you're on a merry-go-round, spinning at breakneck speed, gripping the bars for dear life. Gravity is those bars. Let go, and you're hurled off into oblivion. On Earth, we're all passengers on a rock hurtling through space at 18 miles per second around the sun, while spinning on its axis at 1,000 miles per hour at the equator. Without gravity, that merry-go-round flings us outward, not down. You'd feel a sudden lightness, like the drop in your stomach on a roller coaster, but amplified 1,000-fold. Objects around you, your phone, your car, even the buildings would launch into straight-line paths, tangent to the planet's rotation. Chaos ensues instantly. But let's unpack this nightmare step by step, making it feel as personal as your morning routine. First off, the air we breathe, gone in a flash. Gravity keeps our atmosphere hugged tight to the surface, creating the pressure that lets us inhale without a second thought. Lose it, and that blanket of gases expands outward like a balloon popped in reverse. We'd suffocate before we even registered the float. A recent expedition report from 2025, echoing studies from the International Space Station, highlights how even partial gravity loss messes with fluid dynamics. Think blood pooling in weird places, but scale that up to zero, and it's apocalyptic. Oceans, those vast blue expanses covering 70% of our world, would unbound themselves, forming massive watery blobs drifting into space. Tsunamis, forget it. The seas would evaporate into vapor clouds, raining back as deadly ice shards if temperatures plummeted. And the ground beneath your feet, Earth's core, relies on gravity to stay compacted. Without it, our planet might deform, cracking open like an egg under pressure, spewing molten rock in every direction. To make this hit home, compare it to jumping on a trampoline. With gravity, you bounce back down, muscles working against that pull to build strength and balance. Strip it away, and it's like the trampoline vanishes. Mid-jump you're soaring endlessly, but your body pays the price. Bones evolved over eons to resist that constant tug, start dissolving. Studies from astronauts show they lose more than 1% of bone density per month in microgravity, turning sturdy skeletons into fragile lattice. Muscles atrophy too, shrinking up to 20% in weeks because there's no resistance to fight. Your heart, used to pumping against gravity's drag, weakens, leading to cardiovascular decompression. Even your eyes suffer. Fluid shifts can warp vision, a problem flagged in recent 2025 reports from extended space missions. It's not abstract. It's your body betraying you in the most intimate ways. Now, shift gears to the human stories that bring this weightless weirdness to life. Picture astronauts like Scott Kelly, who spent 340 days aboard the International Space Station back in 2015 to 2016, turning himself into a living lab rat. His twin brother stayed grounded, providing the perfect control. When Scott returned, his DNA had shifted nearly 1,000 genes, expressed differently, hinting at how zero gravity rewires us at the molecular level. He lost 7% of his body mass. His gut bacteria flipped like a bad diet gone cosmic, and his arteries stiffened from the lack of that earthly pull. But it's not all doom. These pioneers push boundaries with grit that inspires Suni Williams and Butch Wilmore, stranded longer than planned on the station in 2024, racking up months in orbit. They exercised rigorously on treadmills, strapped down with harnesses, battling muscle melt with sheer willpower. Near misses abound, like when radiation spikes from solar flares threaten their health, or when fluid buildup caused space anemia, slashing red blood cell production. Yet they adapted, sharing viral clips on social media of floating flips and zero-G experiments that went hilariously wrong, like food blobs chasing them down corridors. Buzz from recent X threads captures the thrill, oceanographers pivoting to space analogies, noting how pressures in deep seas mimic gravity's crush, but in reverse up there, it's all release. all freedom laced with peril. These tales aren't just entertaining, they ground the science in raw humanity. Explorers like Oleg Konenko, who logged over 1,000 days in space by 2025, described the initial euphoria of weightlessness, somersaulting effortlessly, viewing Earth as a fragile marble. But the toll mounts, bones weaken, immune systems falter, opening doors to infections. A fresh NOAA-linked study from last month flips the script on skeptics, showing how AI-driven simulations now predict these changes with 90% accuracy, using petabytes of data from station sensors. It's tense triumphs, like when crews jury-rigged exercise gear during malfunctions, turning potential disasters into breakthroughs. Viral deep space clips show astronauts harvesting veggies in hydroponic gardens, proving life can thrive sans soil. But always with that undercurrent of risk: one wrong move, and you're adrift. Looking ahead, the implications ripple out like waves in zero-G. Optimism surges with tech on the horizon. Artificial gravity via spinning habitats, crunching data from 2025 prototypes that hit record spins without inducing nausea. Imagine colonies where centrifugal force mimics Earth's pull, letting us colonize Mars or asteroids without turning brittle. AI simulations, sifting through oceans of orbital data, could unlock cures. Bone loss insights already aid osteoporosis treatments back home, affecting millions. Climate fixes too. Weightless labs brew crystals purer than any on Earth, revolutionizing solar tech. But counterpoints loom. Skeptics argue the energy costs outweigh benefits. Yet, a buzzing X thread from physicists last week shows private ventures like SpaceX pouring billions into rotating modules, flipping that narrative. We're on the cusp. Tools like predictive modeling outpace old limits, promising safer voyages. Drop in the comments. Would you volunteer for a zero-G trial to help unlock these secrets? Tag a friend who needs their mind blown by this. Now, let's dive into the boldest what if. A world where gravity vanishes for good, but humanity clings on through sheer ingenuity. Envision this cinematic saga unfolding. Dr. Alina Vasquez, a brilliant astrophysicist in her 40s, wakes in her orbiting lab as alarms blare. Earth's gravity field collapses due to some freak quantum anomaly. A scenario whispered in 2025 theoretical papers. Below, cities float apart, but Elena's team activates emergency protocols. They deploy massive tethers, linking habitats into spinning rings that generate faux gravity, saving thousands. In this weightless realm, society rebirths. Farmers cultivate floating algae farms, glowing bioluminescent under UV lamps, whispering secrets of sustainable life from eons past. Kids, born in zero-G, evolve lithe and agile, navigating with jetpacks like dolphins in air. But tension builds. Rival factions hoard resources, leading to a near-miss skirmish where Elena's predictive AI spots a debris storm, averting catastrophe. Triumph peaks as they harness the abyss, untethered fusion reactors, defying old physics, power, endless energy. The glow in the dark that defies logic becomes humanity's beacon, a hidden ecosystem of adapted life, revolutionizing everything. Alina, on the brink of glory, reflects. We thought gravity grounded us, but in its absence, we learned to soar. It's awe-inspiring, plausible with today's tech edges, outpacing any shallow take because superior modeling shows we could thrive, turning peril into progress. This mystery matters because it taps our timeless quest, curiosity driving survival, tech's double-edged sword, sharpening our edge against the unknown. Nature's hidden superpowers, like the body's adaptability, remind us we're built for more than we know. Abyssal pressures on Earth crush like an elephant stack on your chest, yet life endures. In weightless voids, we might too. It changed how I see the world. Every step now feels like a gift, a reminder of the fragile balance we take for granted. We're on the cusp. Miss this, and you'll wonder what frontiers we left unexplored. Smash subscribe for more dives into the impossible. Comment your wildest theory below, and share this with your adventure squad because the cosmos is calling, and who knows what answers you'll uncover next.